Today's video, some unusual burgers, a very secure jet bridge, and the best cup of coffee I think I've ever had in the air. If that sounds good, stay tuned for my flight with KLM down to Schiphol from Helsinki. Thanks for joining me. Now granted, normally it's a train that gets me to the airport for my flight, but today it was Finnair's A350. I'd arrived in style in their business class suite, so do check out the video that's shown above for a trip report on my Finnair A350 experience. Here we are wandering through the lovely Helsinki Airport, and here's our jet that we're catching today, this 15-year-old Boeing 737-700 with KLM. Helsinki is a lovely airport. There's lots of open space, loads of places to eat and drink, lots of shops, and brilliant vistas of the apron and the runways at Helsinki. Do remember, do like and subscribe. If this is your kind of thing, I'd really welcome your support. Anyways, let's have a look at this beautiful view on what is a beautiful autumn day here in Helsinki. Finnair, of course, the dominant carrier. Originally I was booked in economy with KLM to go between Helsinki and Schiphol. However, the app prompted me to look at an upgrade option, which was about €100. It gave me access to the Aspire Lounge, and this is the view from inside up on the mezzanine level. I managed to catch my flight landing from the mezzanine level, and then I wandered downstairs to have a look around the lounge. It wasn't too bad. The food offering was, well, it was just okay, mainly cold cuts and soup, that kind of thing. The seating was okay, and as you'll see, lots of lovely views of the airfield, so not all bad at all, but this came as part of the business class package with KLM. So having passed on cold cuts and cheese, I thought it was time to head to the gate to catch my flight down to Schiphol. If the lounge food is not to your liking, then there's always this place, which is actually a Swedish brand that I'm told is growing rapidly across various places, including the USA. Not quite sure what I make of a bastard burger. Anyways, maybe someone can tell me in the comments what they're like. But soon it was time to board anyways, and here I am aboard my 737-700 as we head down to Amsterdam. Seat 1A for me today in the business cabin. I have to say, let's be honest, intra-Europe business class in most cases simply means an economy seat with the middle seat left free. We did get overhead vents though, very nice too. Here's the seat map just for those that are interested. The seats looked a little bit old. I'm not sure if they were the ones delivered with the original configuration when the aircraft was bought. Here too is the most secure jet bridge I've ever seen. For a moment I thought I was outside some sort of newsagent's that was closing for the evening, but this was in fact the jet bridge once it had done its job. Soon though we were pushing back off our stand just as it was turning into evening here in Helsinki. We were in for some amazing views. I had to be a little bit careful with my filming as the cabin crew had already announced that photography or filming was not allowed. It's something I've seen on other KLM flights too. I asked the cabin crew though if I was able to film outside the aircraft, and they were super happy with that. Here we are pushing back off our stand on time from Helsinki for our flight down to Schiphol. Soon it was time for the off, and we were taxiing towards our runway. So far I have to say the crew had been extremely attentive and friendly, and that was really nice, alongside seeing this amazing sunset view as we taxied out to one of the far runways here at Helsinki. We took a while to taxi out to runway 22 right at Helsinki, so I've sped this bit up, but also wanted to leave it in the film because just look at that sunset. How amazing, an absolutely brilliant view. It wasn't long though before we were at the end of the runway, and as ever I'll go quiet so that we can listen to our takeoff today. It makes a nice change to flying a Boeing 737, as I tend to fly in Airbus products normally, simply because of the carriers that I tend to use on a regular basis. So this was a real treat. And again, talking of treats, we were in for even more breathtaking scenery as we made our departure out of Helsinki.
The fasten seatbelt sign will be switched off soon. However, we recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while seated. And please be careful when opening the overhead compartments, as items may have shifted and fall out.
I make no apology at all for being a real sucker for a view. Just look at that sunset. Superb. As I became mesmerised with this lovely view, just a good reminder that if you've liked the video so far, or in fact if you've got this far, there's a good chance that you like what I like, and I'd really love it if you'd like and subscribe my video, and I'll keep producing even more content. Do too check out my playlist, which is all about the many trips I've taken year to date. Thanks so much as well for those who are already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Service soon started, and initially that was a bottle of water that was handed out to everybody in the business class cabin. So aside from an amazing view, seat 1A also had immovable armrests, which meant that the tray table folded out from the armrest itself. Not too bad at all though. What film am I watching? Anyways, I thought it was a good touch that we got a menu, and all of our food was presented very well in this very specific box, a KLM lunchbox, if you will. Inside was bread, our pasta, some macaroons, and also some nuts, and this was accompanied by effectively what was like a hot pizza pie. It was delicious, by the way. I washed all of this down with a little bit of champers, of course. The meal service was soon cleared away as we were in the cruise. I then asked for a cup of coffee and was presented with this. Probably the best cup of coffee I've ever had in the air. It was delicious. The service wasn't quite over though, as we were soon presented with this lovely Belgian chocolate, which seems to be some kind of celebration of 100 years of KLM. So all in all, I thought this was a really good flight. The service was really good throughout, the crew were very friendly, the food was excellent and very well presented, and pretty much whatever I asked for I got within moments. There were 2 people serving in the business cabin, that despite the fact that it didn't look like the business cabin was full anyways. Soon the lights of Amsterdam appeared and my reflection would be that this was a really good flight. Is business class worth it in Europe? So if it's in this configuration. I know there's lots of reviews that say this is not really business class, but for me and today, based on the price that I paid, I actually didn't think it was too bad in terms of the value that I got. Here we are then on our final approach into Schiphol. Another plug then, do like and subscribe the video if you enjoyed it, and please do follow me for more of my adventures in the very near future. Again, thanks to those who already do. The debate about intra-Europe business class, is it really worth it? Well, today, do you know what, for €100 I didn't think it was too bad value for money, although I appreciate sometimes if you're paying full whack for a fare between 2 cities that are only 2 hours apart, maybe it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, I enjoyed the experience today with KLM. I thought they did a good job, I thought the crew were lovely, and overall I absolutely felt well looked after as a passenger. That's more that can be said for the commute from the runway to the terminal, a delay at the gate, and then a very tight connection for me as I tried to get from Schiphol back to London. But that's a story for another day. For now though, thanks so much for joining me on my video. I really appreciate you being along on my adventures again, and see you all very soon.